The Damon Bruce Show continues live from downtown San Francisco on KNBR and streaming live at knbr.com.
All right, you got Ted Ramey in here today for Damon Bruce. He is back, but he's exhausted, and he's headed home to get some much-needed sleep. He'll be back with us tomorrow at noon. And of course, like I've been doing all day, I've been playing therapist for you. You've been playing therapist for me, because that's really all you can do on a day like today. The hangover from a Super Bowl loss, it's not nearly as pleasurable, I would imagine, as the hangover from a Super Bowl win. If you've got anything on your mind that you think needs to be talked about, by all means, 415-808-1050. Now, the thing I can't get over the fact that Jim Harbaugh would actually take this much of an issue with the fact that a penalty wasn't called. You cannot have everything come down to a penalty. That's not smart football. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have a case, but to go out in public and make yourself look bad by saying, "Oh, you've got to make that call. You've seen the GIF or the GIF or the little repeating video, whatever they're called, of him making the holding symbol, and it's Jim, there were so many other things wrong with that situation that weren't the hold. I mean, the rushed play calling. I mean, here's what we know about Colin Kaepernick is that if he gets the snap off, everything that happens from that point on is just poetry in motion. It's beautiful. Everything Colin Kaepernick does at the quarterback position, whether he's running or throwing, it's unbelievable to watch. But that if of him getting the snap off is a huge if. I mean, we've just over and over, we saw the snap count get down all the way, or the game clock get down, and you're wondering why this is happening. Why is every snap coming down to this last second? And you had the same situation, 4th and goal with your season on the line, and that was the best play they could muster. I don't understand how it comes down to that. And some people that I've talked to about it have told me that I'm possibly penny pinching. I don't look at it that way. You have to coach situational football, and that situation demanded a level of preparation. You have to be ready for a goal line situation where you're on offense, where time is running out, and you need to have a bread and butter that you can go to. And at that point, you have the Ravens defense on their heels. They are getting blown off the field by the 49ers offensive line. You have Frank Gore, who's looking fresher and fresher with every single carry. And you're going to give it to LaMichael James once, and then you're going to throw 3 straight passes to Michael Crabtree. I don't understand how that's your end game. That's what it all came down to. You have Colin Kaepernick, who is arguably the most all-around dangerous quarterback in the league, who put himself in that position in 10 games, which means that the book on him has only somewhat been written. He can still pull something out that we haven't seen from him before. And now you're saying, well, what are we going to see? Him run? Yeah, you're going to see him run, but there's always a wrinkle that somebody of his caliber hasn't shown yet. And you've got Vernon Davis in this situation. You've got Delaney Walker. They've both had huge games. You've got Randy Moss in this situation. And you also have Michael Crabtree. And it's just how you have a play that gets rushed off where you could have called timeout, and I know, heaven forbid, you take the 5 yards, which it may have possibly worked in their favor to give them more room. But you have a rushed play that's a fade route to the corner of the end zone with a play that has not been the 49ers' bread and butter, and it was already seen. I guess we could say that when they brought it on the 2-point conversion, there's a possibility that the Ravens were offsides. You know, that's ticky-tack at this point. But it didn't look great then. It didn't look great this time as well, and that's how the 49ers season ended. That's not how that game should have ended. The 49ers deserved better play calling from their coaching staff. I don't know if Greg Roman, I mean, I know Lynch alluded to that was the matchup they wanted, just a single coverage. But, I mean, there's just, at least if you throw across the middle, there's a chance that something can happen. If your throw is off in the slightest in that situation, or if there is a mild amount of pass interference, which, sure, There was, but that's not going to get called in that situation. You only have that one option, and you look there right from the start. It was telegraphed by Kaepernick, and they're stuck. They were immediately stuck in that position, and as soon as it was overthrown, that was it. We've got Keith calling in from Monterey. Well, what's happening, Keith?
Hey, great show. You're saying it just as I see it. It was just not the best creativity at the end there. And I don't like those throw-ups in the corner. It's just like it's a one or it's like you're just basically rolling the dice, just throwing it up there. It's either going to go or it's not. There should have been some more options, and clearly the timeout should have been called.
It was like it's like the same thing as like running to the short side of the field, which is what the 49ers did a couple times with the sweep. It was like, why are you sweeping to the short side of the field? Doesn't make any sense. Immediately your options are limited.
Yeah, no, exactly. You would think more from Harbaugh at that point. It was too bad Kaepernick played so bad in the first half. If you really analyzed his throws, they were a hair behind. His timing wasn't right. But to see him go full guns in the second half was just incredible.
He's a bona fide star. I mean, he's all around got more weapons that he even knows what to do with. It was unbelievable to watch. I mean, I had been a Kaepernick doubter initially, and then as he, kept on doing his thing, it was painfully evident how good he is. And then when they opened it up for him yesterday, which they had to do because they were behind, it was unbelievable. We got to go to a update from Danny Fry, but I appreciate the call, Keith. We've got one more segment on the Damon Bruce Show today. If you'd like to give us one last hit, 415-808-1050. Here's Danny Fry with an update.
Deep into right center, way back there. Goodbye!
Time now for your 2050 Sports Update.
Well, the 49ers made a valiant comeback in Super Bowl 47, only to fall short to the Baltimore Ravens 34-31. Colin Kaepernick finished the day with 374 total yards, 2 touchdowns, but 1 costly interception. The second-year quarterback said he made too many mistakes for his team to win.
I feel like I made too many mistakes for us to win. I think that last drive when we got the ball and had time to go down and score a touchdown, we thought it was our game.
Jim Harbaugh said he thought Kaepernick played well enough despite the big mistake.
I thought he made good throws the entire game. Had one that got a little high. But he just let a fourth quarter comeback there. And again, in my opinion, I mean, that series should have continued.
It was San Francisco's first Super Bowl loss in franchise history. The Warriors are off tonight before they travel to Houston tomorrow to begin a 4-game road trip. The San Jose Sharks travel to Anaheim tonight after suffering a shootout loss to Nashville on Saturday. Puck is set to drop at 7 p.m. The Giants relief pitcher Sergio Romo will not be prosecuted for his incident at a Las Vegas airport on New Year's Day. And Phil Mickelson claimed the Phoenix Open title by 4 strokes after finishing 28 under for the tournament. His total was 2 shots off a PGA Tour record.
KNBR 1050, home of the Damon Bruce Show. Weekdays noon to 3. KTCT San Mateo, a Cumulus station.